Hello, and once again I've got in-ear monitors from KB Ear. Recently this company is trying to overcome KZ and other Hi-Fi manufacturers. They are releasing more and more models, and most of them are really interesting. And a bit of spoiler, I've got another their model also in the queue for a review. But today we will talk about the affordable hybrid model. You can easily make this calculations, so it's KB06, so 6 drivers, meaning 3 per each side, and price is $35, and this means that it's a hybrid model, 1 dynamic driver and 2 balanced armatures per ear. You know, it's a calculation that you can easily done for such models. As you can see by the box, they are made on the same plant as usual, and as usual I will ask seller to make a discount for the channel audience. So if you will make an unpaid order on the AliExpress and send them Porta.Fi as a message, you will have a discount. I don't know, maybe $5. I will write all the details in the description. So box is traditional, white cardboard, color polygraphy, but no, not much colors used here. On the back side there are technical specifications, 24 ohms of impedance, 111 decibels sensitivity, 7 Hz, 40 kHz as usual, ultra-wide frequency response, suitable for bats and cats, but actually for us the most important is sensitivity and impedance. I'm really glad that they have a higher impedance. First of all, it makes them better load for the smartphones. They will drain battery less than low impedance models, and normal sensitivity, so they won't be too noise peaking. Inside everything is really familiar, so no surprises here. As usual, 2 additional pairs of tips, stock cable, and earphones themselves. So let me take them out and remove unnecessary stuff from the table. Here is the cable. So do you feel that deja vu because of this cable? I don't know. I think this cable is the most common thing in the IEM's world. So in terms of design, it's pretty traditional, but actually it's a different shape. It's smaller than KZ models and previous CCA, KB Ears models. It's small, but it's the same combination of the plastic and metal on the faceplates. Nice black faceplate, really stylish looking, and information printed here, what is inside, and transparent plastic. Here is dynamic driver, and here are balanced armatures, 2 of them located in the spouts, protective grille, small lip for holding the tips. I'd like it to be a bit bigger. Really good wearing comfort, so they are tiny, fitting into ears really nicely, have good length of the spout, so sound isolation is about average. But if you need better sound isolation, you can get double flange tips, or you can get symbio ear tips. Spin fits are also improving wearing a little bit, but only double flange will give you better sound isolation. Build quality is really good as usual. You know, I really like the style. I'm pretty sure that there will be more models in this with this design. Cable itself is familiar. That plant is continue using the 2-pin socket with recessed pins. Actually, is it left one or the right one? It's hard to find the proper letter. It's left. So left and left earpiece. Here it is. Nice, pretty reliable connector. Even with heavy usage, it stays pretty reliable, and I think it's a good for inexpensive models. It's a nice thing to have. So cable tangled a little bit, but I untangle it. So Here they are. So it's a familiar cable, we've seen that many times before. It's on the softer side, not super soft, but on the softer side. It has slight microphonic, but thanks to these ear hooks, microphonic won't be an issue. It's almost not getting hard when it's cold, just a little bit splitter, and under the splitter it goes way down below to this straight jack. So in terms of design, in terms of build quality, I can say that as it common for some other models, I think it's higher than their price range. And of course about the sound, you know, it's a bit subjective, but to my ears, KB ears definitely manage to achieve the well-balanced sound. Don't expect, you know, some stellar performance, but actually these hybrids avoiding all issues of inexpensive models, so it's fairly well-balanced model offering pretty coherent sound. So let's have a player on the table. They don't require any burn-in, they require proper tip selection. Actually, I've got the best result with spin fits, but bigger stock tips is also okay, but spin fits are giving me more sound isolation. So bass has normal resolution, it's a bit accented but not too much, so it's not a bass heavy model per se, because bass here is well balanced by the treble, but bass is a bit accented, it has normal depths, it's not superb in terms of resolution, but the resolution is normal. Not something stellar, but really good. So it's really well building foundation, and it has enough pump, it has enough weight, even for some electronic music. Of course, if you don't need some ultra heavy bass, ultra heavy hitting bass, it's well balanced V-shaped signature where low frequencies are balanced with treble. What else I can say? Bass is pretty well controlled. Of course, it's shadowing mids a little bit on the bass heavy tracks, but in general it stays on its own place. And as an example, I've got Yello, Squeeze Please. Yello is always a great example of low frequencies. If you need some smart music to showcase the bass, Yello is a really good option. Mids have normal resolution, of course they are also a bit simplified, but at the same time, you know, the main issue of inexpensive Chinese hybrid models is that mids are thin, and here they are using two balanced armatures, and I think because of that they manage to achieve better weight on the mids, and this gives you the more weight, more body of the instruments, more emotional vocal, so everything became a bit better when you've got a normal weight on the mid frequencies, and at the same time they are resolving. Of course, you know, they are simplified in terms of macro dynamics. They are not great in microdynamics too, but pretty good, as I've said, in terms of resolution, and they are good in terms of staging. So stage is a bit above average in width and in depth, so for an expensive model I can say that it's a pretty good result. At the same time, mids are pretty natural, what I like, and I think it's mainly because of the proper weight balance. As an example, I will use Newsted solo album and track named Soldierhead. It's great, actually. I like this solo album by Jason Newsted. It's a pity that we've got only one album. I think it's that music that Metallica should be playing instead of what they are playing right now. It's kind of return to the golden era of Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, and other, actually of that two albums. It's pretty well built, well boiled heavy metal with really good bass line. Of course, it's Jason Newsted after all, and thanks to the proper weight balance, these in-ear monitors play it really okay. You know, of course, not as good as some $200 models, but for their price range is pretty decent. And treble is also pretty well. It has average extension, they have noticeable roll-off after about 11 kHz, but at the same time, of course, treble has a bit of they have faster attacks and decays than they should have, but at the same time revolution is normal and they don't sounding too harsh, too sibilant. They manage to find proper balance, so there is no that metal sounding treble isn't for them, isn't theirs. Well, sorry, I'm mixing the words. So they don't sound too harsh, too metallic, a bit simplified, but not more than that. And they managed to find the proper amount of treble to balance low frequencies in a pretty nice way. So, as an example, for the treble, what I've got? Yep, Guns N' Roses, Paradise City, lot of percussions in the intro part of this track, and these in-ear monitors play this percussion in pretty enjoyable way. Not 100% realistic, but still nice. And a few words about conversions, actually what we've got in this price range. For example, TRN-V, actually I don't remember, V80, that metallic one that looks like Duno Falcon C. They are more harsh, more sharper on treble, and a bit drier on the low frequencies. KZ ZSN Pro, they are less expensive, but it's that case that I mentioned before. It's thinner on mids, and because of them they sounding a bit less realistic. KZ ZS10 Pro, they have more treble extension and a bit better treble, but at the same time mids here I like more, and actually bass here I also like more. It's more dense and more tighter, so its difference isn't huge, but anyway it's present. There are a lot of other models in this price range, so if you will be interested in some particular reviews, just ask me, but I won't try to remember something right now. In terms of pairing, they are really good even with smartphones, but of course some entry-level or mid-entry-level DAB will be beneficial for them. They don't require something super powerful or something super neutral, just something to drive them properly. So it was Ear KB06, pretty stylish and actually pretty nicely tuned hybrid model with affordable price. Thank you for attention.